Top of the Pyramid, The Favor of Destiny. Chapter 1, The Light and Shadow of the Ordinary City. In this city called Zilan, there lives a young man named Ji Zihao. It's as ordinary as a coffee shop on a street corner, and no one pays special attention to it. During the day, he is an ordinary employee in the office building, and at night he is a master of several online games. But no one knew that his life was quietly being pushed to an incredible peak by the hand of fate. The sky in Zealand is always grey, with reinforced concrete building countless pyramid-like skyscrapers. In this city, there is an unwritten rule: the top of the pyramid always controls resources, power, and opportunities, while the people at the bottom can only keep climbing up, hoping to be illuminated by the light of fate. Ji Zihao never expected to be the top person. He just wants to live an ordinary life, play games with friends, and occasionally have an affair with the girl he likes. Chapter 2, Chance Opportunity. One night, when he was immersed in the world of online games, a message from a strange player suddenly popped up: "You are qualified to accept the invitation of fate to witness the top of the real pyramid." Zihao thought it was a joke until he came home from get off work that day and received an anonymous email. Inside is a black and white photo, an aerial view of the city, marking a mysterious building, the top clubhouse. His heart began to beat faster, a territory he had never touched, full of unknowns and temptations. The next day, he decided to go to that clubhouse to find answers. Chapter 3, The Invitation of the Spire. The entrance to the top clubhouse is luxuriously decorated, like stepping into another world. The security guard at the door only nodded lightly and let him in. It gathers all kinds of characters: business tycoons, film and television stars, tech geniuses, and even international spies. There was a special light in their eyes, as cold and confident as cheetahs. A man named Chu Hunggrui walked towards Zihao, his tone calm but full of majesty. "Ji Zihao, your appearance is not accidental. You are about to become one of us." This sentence was like a bombshell that blew up his otherwise ordinary world. Chapter 4, The First Step of the Ladder. Chu Hunggrui gave Zihao a special mobile phone with a mysterious application pre-installed, the Eye of Destiny. This program can help him monitor the trajectory of the movements of those around him, analyze the chain of interests in his social circle, and even predict events that may occur in the next few hours. Zihao was skeptical at first, but in a chance encounter on the street, the program informed him of the upcoming robbery in advance, and he successfully saved a beautiful woman. This beauty is called Zhang Wein. She was surprised by Zihao's calmness and decisiveness, and the two have formed an indissoluble bond since then. Chapter 5, Game of Thrones. With the help of the Eye of Destiny, Zihao began to navigate the crowd with ease. He gradually discovered that everyone around him was playing a well-choreographed game, vying for the top of the pyramid. He met Jens Warren, a handsome financial tycoon with a handsome appearance and a cunning heart, and one of the best masters in the clubhouse. Jens Warren constantly challenged Zihao, and the contest between the two was fierce and hidden. At the same time, another identity secret brought by Zhang Wein is gradually revealed. She is an internationally renowned data analyst with the ability to crack global financial networks. Chapter 6, Crisis and Betrayal. Just as Zihao rose step by step, getting closer to the top of the tower, he found that his friends around him were showing their fangs. Zhang Wein was kidnapped during a secret meeting, and the black hand behind it was Jens Warren. It turned out that Jens Warren had already noticed Zihao's rise and decided to cut the grass and eradicate the roots. Zihao used all means to activate the hidden function of the Eye of Destiny and crack Jens Warren's conspiracy, only to find that there was a bigger conspiracy behind it. The mysterious organization at the top of the clubhouse was trying to control the fate of the entire city. Chapter 7, The Emergence of the Dark Organization. The mysterious organization is called Twilight, and its members come from all walks of life and have an influence beyond imagination. Zihao is determined to uncover the true face of Twilight and protect Zhang Wein and other innocent people. In the process, he gradually discovered that his abilities were not limited to the Eye of Destiny. He had a fate perception ability that very few people have, and could judge crises and opportunities in an instant. Chapter 8. Traveling between reality and illusion. Twilight uses high-end technology to create a space where the real and the unreal intertwine, allowing participants to get lost in it. Ziyao was forced to enter this world of different dimensions, where time and space intertwined, and the scenery was sometimes beautiful and sometimes eerie, like a dream. He fights side by side with Zhang Weian, solving puzzles and fighting virtual monsters built by data. At the same time, Yin's Warren also appeared in this virtual space and became his strongest opponent. Chapter 9. The Comeback of Fate. Just when Yin's Warren was about to defeat Ziyao, he suddenly activated the ultimate function of the Eye of Destiny, Destiny Reshaping. Ziyao did his best to reverse the timeline and rewrite the situation. Yin's Warren's conspiracy was exposed, and Twilight's secret was gradually exposed. The clubhouse began to split, the old forces collapsed, and a new order was established. Chapter 10. On the Spire. Ziyao finally reached the top of the pyramid and became the small group of people who controlled the lifeblood of the world. Surrounded by beautiful women, money and power converge, and his life is gorgeous and colorful. But in the dead of night, he often thought of the ups and downs along the way, and the time when he fought side by side with Zhang Weian. He understands that true strength comes from choice and belief. Chapter 11. A New Journey. At the top of the pyramid, Ziyao was not pushed by fate, but chose to dominate his own path. He began to lay out, set his sights on the future, and was ready to lead the city into a new era. Chapter 12. Whispers on the Eve of the Storm. Ziyao stood at the top of the pyramid, overlooking the prosperous lights of the entire Zealand city. On the surface, it was calm, but he knew in his heart that this was just the calm before the storm. Although Twilight was initially disintegrated, the scattered remnants were still secretly ready to move. What was even more disturbing was that Chu Honggrui quietly disappeared from the shadows, and his mysterious movements became the biggest variable. Zhang Weian sat next to him, holding the mysterious mobile phone in both hands, frowning slightly. Have you ever thought that we are just pawns on the chessboard? Ziyao clenched his fists and his eyes were firm. Then let us become chess players and rewrite the rules. Chapter 13. Secret Talks and Silent Threats. Late at night, Ziyao received an anonymous invitation to attend a meeting in a secret basement. The participants were all influential figures from all walks of life in the city, some of whom he had never met. One of the men, who called himself the Nameless, had a cold tone. Ziyao, your rise has touched the nerves of some forces. Abandon the pyramids, or face all-out war. Ziyao smiled back, I won't give up, this is my only choice. After the talks, Ziyao knew that he had become the target of public criticism, but he also gained the support of a small number of allies. Chapter 14. The Mysterious Black Market Auction. In order to consolidate his strength, Ziyao decided to intervene in a secret auction on the underground black market. The auction item is an ancient chip that is said to unlock the ultimate secret of fate control. The black market auction site was shrouded in a treacherous atmosphere, and the competitors were all representatives of various forces, from arms dealers to intelligence leaders. Ziyao secretly used his wisdom and tactics, continuously repelled many challenges, and finally pocketed the chip at a sky-high price. Zhang Weian helped him decipher the chip data and found that there was a psychological control code that could control the emotions of the masses. Chapter 15. The Attack and Defense of the Mind Maze. Ziyao realized that the real war is not only a struggle for resources and power, but also an offensive and defensive battle of the soul. He began to use chip technology to develop a mind shield that could protect himself and his allies from psychological control. At the same time, he launched a reverse attack and used the cracked code to debunk a number of behind-the-scenes control incidents. However, all this attracted a fierce counterattack from the remnants of the Twilight, and assassinations and tricks followed. Chapter 16, Broken Trust. Just when the crisis was lurking, Zhang Weian suddenly disappeared mysteriously, leaving only a note full of passwords. Ziaihao fell into unprecedented pain and doubt. Was it the conspiracy of the enemy or the betrayal of the ally? He rummaged through all the clues and finally found the trapped Zhang Weian in an abandoned factory, and it turned out that she took the initiative to lure the enemy deeper in order to protect Ziaihao. The two vowed to fight the darkness hand in hand, rain or shine. Chapter 17, The Reversal of the Intertwining of Virtual and Real. Through the power of chips, Ziaihao discovers that Twilight uses virtual reality technology to create a large-scale illusion in an attempt to control the entire city. He and Zhang Weian entered the virtual space to start a life-and-death battle, where time and space were as unpredictable as quicksand. Faced with Yin's Warren's final challenge, Ziaihao relied on his keen insight into fate to decipher the illusion and trap the enemy in an infinite loop of labyrinth. Chapter 18, The Reshaping of Destiny. In the real world, the core members of Twilight are wiped out, and the city gradually returns to order. Ziaihao stood at the top, looking back at the hardships and victories along the way, knowing that all this was just a moment in the long river of fate. Destiny will not be dominated by one person, but it can be changed by a group of people. He whispered. He decides to put aside the glory at the top of the pyramid and forms a secret organization dedicated to protecting the city from the darkness of the future. Chapter 19, The Undercurrent is Surging. Ziaihao's secret organization gradually grew, attracting people with lofty ideals from all walks of life. However, just when they thought the storm had subsided, a mysterious organization called the Night Crow began to quietly rise, secretly infiltrating the dark corners of the city. During a chance exchange of intelligence, Ziaihao learned that the Night Crow was preparing to use new biological and chemical weapons in an attempt to subvert the entire Zealand. Zhang Weian infiltrated the enemy stronghold with him, and in the face of ruthless killers and high-tech traps, the two cooperated tacitly and successfully captured key information. But the leader of Night Crow has always been hidden behind the scenes, and seems to have been aware of Ziao's actions. Chapter 20, Fragments of Truth. As the investigation deepened, Ziaihao discovered that the leader behind the Night Crow was actually someone he had known in the past, Chu Honggrui, who was his teacher. This discovery shocked him. Chu Honggrui had been playing a bigger game. He wanted to overthrow the entire pyramid structure and reshape the world order. Faced with the division commander becoming an enemy, Ziaihao was entangled in his heart, but he knew that justice and peace could not be sacrificed. He decided to go alone and attack the Night Crow's lair. Chapter 21, The Ultimate Showdown. At the underground base of the Night Crow, Ziaihao and Chu Honggrui launched a final decisive battle. The two not only fists and feet against each other, but also a collision of wisdom and ideas. Chu Honggrui emphasized the need to reshape order, while Ziaihao insisted that everyone should control their own destiny. The fighting was fierce, and the base shook in the explosions and fire. In the end, Ziaihao defeated Chu Honggrui with firm faith, but he also paid a huge price for it. Chapter 22, Peace Before Dawn. Chu Hongrui's defeat caused the Night Crow to collapse, and Zealand finally ushered in a rare peace. Ziaihao returned to the city and worked with Zhang Weian to rebuild his home destroyed by the war. He began to promote social reforms, promote the equitable distribution of resources, and try to dismantle the unreasonable barriers of power in the pyramid structure. Cities are becoming more inclusive and diverse, and everyone is beginning to have the opportunity to change their own destiny. Chapter 23, Light and Shadow Dance. In a public speech, Ziaihao said, "The pyramid of the world will not disappear, but we can make it fairer and let more people stand at the top. The applause was thunderous, and people saw hope. Zhang Weian held his hand and said with a smile, "The future is infinitely possible, and we will protect it together." Ziyihao looked at the sky in the distance, light and shadow were intertwined, and life was still changing. He knows that the real challenge has just begun. Underscore 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 un. Ending. The Overlord of Fate. Ji Zihao is no longer the teenager who simply pursues power, he has become a leader who leads change. From the internet to reality, he climbed to the top of the pyramid step by step, but he used wisdom and courage to break the shackles and give more people the opportunity to climb. His story tells us that fate can be chosen and life can be rewritten. The top of the pyramid belongs to those who dare to face themselves and dare to change the world. Underscore 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 un. Postscript. It's a journey from the ordinary to the extraordinary, about the intertwining of courage, betrayal, wisdom, and love. Ji Zihao's story may be the desire in each of our hearts, to find our own inevitability in countless accidents. Thank you for accompanying me on this wonderful journey, and may you and I find our own light on the pyramid of life.